Hello everyone! Happy New Year! Welcome back to my channel, So Lovely with Grace. Today I wanted to start off my very first video of 2024 with a pattern organization system that I've been researching and that I got for Christmas. This icon on the screen is a phone app that stores your patterns on your phone. It works for both iPhone and Android, and it's no internet connection needed. So I am so excited about that. I'm going to show you the phone app. This is going to be a digital and physical storage solution. So in addition to this phone app, I have a physical cabinet that I'm going to be storing my patterns. So let's start with the phone app. This is my phone. I have an Android, but like I said, the app works both Android and iPhone, which is wonderful, and without the internet. Now, how do you find it? Well, for the Android, you go to the Play Store, and of course, for the iPhone, you would go to the App Store and search for apps. You're going to look for sewing patterns. That's the name of the app. And what's going to appear, if you can see, there's two of that sewing machine icon. I hope you can see that. You could try it on your phone, and you're going to have the full-blown sewing patterns app, which is what I have, and you're going to have the one that's called Sewing Patterns Lite, L-I-T-E. That's the one you want to start with. If you want to get into it, check it out, decide before you want to download the big one or the real one. And the cost of the Sewing Patterns app is $4.99. The Lite is free. The only thing about the Lite is you can only enter 10 patterns. And that's great because that gives you a feel of how you want to organize things, because this is totally up to you how you want it to go. I'll show you what I did. But if you have an existing physical storage system, you can adapt that to this system also, which is what I love. So you got both of these choices. Start with the Lite. Of course, you can install it right away, or what I did was about this app. You go there, and there's a fountain. Look at all this information about the app that you can read on your own, and I will highlight it here. So I'm not going to go into that. It's a lot of detail, and they give you some photos of what your app is going to look like. It's really nice. I'm really excited about it. And at the bottom here, you can keep scrolling, and there's reviews. And you can read about other people's experiences, which I love to do. And, take it with a grain of salt, because there's always going to be a critic. So far, I'm really impressed with this system, and this person was very impressed. Now, this person, Molly Jung, she had a little trouble because she can't use a laptop with it, so she rated it low. But it's really not fair to rate this app as low if it's not meant for a laptop. It's a phone app, so it's like apples to oranges. So she would have loved this, but she can't do it on her laptop, so it's not for her. And I just have to say, as a phone app, you can put as much or as little information into it as you like. So I would highly recommend you choose Sewing Patterns Lite to get the feel of the app, and that's what I did. And then I uninstalled it and decided to purchase the full-blown app, which is only $4.99. And I think it's wonderful. So I am going to show you the app now. So as you can see, I put the app on my phone on my home page because I'm going to use it constantly. I always go into it. So let's open it up. And the key thing about this app is the bottom here. You have categories and patterns. Categories and patterns. Very simple. That's all you pretty much need to know. And for categories, these are categories that you decide you want to create. And currently I have, at the top you can see I have 48 categories. And I'm going to add a new one today, and I'm going to show you how to add a new one. But right now I have categories. I just picked them out. There's defaults, and then you can add more. Two-piece set. So if I go in there, there's an icon here. There's an image. That was an image I uploaded from the internet. And it's very easy to do that. So I'm going to show you how to create a category. But I want to give you this example. This is a two-piece set category. And in that category are all these patterns that have a two-piece set, like this Mimi G top and skirt. It's a two-piece set. I also categorized it as, if you look at the very bottom here where it says categories, this is where you attach categories to the pattern. I picked two-piece set, Mimi G, simplicity, skirts, and tops. So if I go into any of these categories that I've created, I will find this pattern. So if I go back out and I go to the Mimi G pattern, there she is, and I picked her book as the icon for that. So you can pick any image for all these categories, and you could be as creative as you want. I picked her book. It's the Mimi G category, and in here, there you go. There's the pattern. It's right here. I found it under Mimi G. So you can find your pattern depending on what you selected as a category. And that is Simplicity 8394. So if I want to find that specific pattern, sorry I got out of it, I could go to Patterns and do a search at the top here. There's a little search. And you can type, and you don't know what it is, if it's a McCall's, a Simplicity, you just put 8394. There it is. There's my pattern. Okay? So I love it. And just arrow back. I keep getting out of it. So let me show you how I create a category. I have so many in here, but there's one category I thought of last night. I think of categories constantly. And what you can do is you can add categories to current patterns that are in this system afterwards. So it's not a one-time deal. You can go back and edit and add a new category. The category I want to add today is called Made, M-A-D-E. Why do I want that category? Because I'm curious to see with these patterns that I have, which ones I made. So that if I select Made, it'll show all the patterns that I already sewed up at one time or another. I just want that category for me. I mean, everybody, you pick your own. And how do you create a category? All right, first of all, you got to get into the category view, which is at the bottom here. You pick categories, which I'm there already. And then at the top, where the three dots are, you're going to hit Add. And I'm going to name this category. And I'm going to call it I think I'm going to put it all in caps so it is prominent. You do whatever you want. Made. And that's it. And I'm going to have a image for Made. I already have an image. I downloaded it from the internet, and I want to use a dress form for this category. I already saved it before this video. So I'm gonna, it says, there's that little photo icon, and at the bottom, you get, where is your picture from? Your camera, any other media source, or your photos. Mine is in photos. I saved it there. And there is the image. I don't know if that captured. Right there at the top. So I am going to hit that dress form, and you can crop it. I mean, the whole image will be in the app. Let's see, am I cropping it? Do I want to crop it? Maybe I don't. I'll leave it. You hit this little check mark at the top to accept it. And then there it is. You have the attachment and the name. And just hit the check mark to add it. So now we have a new category. If you keep going, there it is. It's called Made. There's my category called Made. Now, I have some patterns that I made that I want to attach this category to it. So I'm going to do that next. Now that I have this new category called Made, I want to edit some patterns and add this category to the pattern. As you can see, there's a bunch of categories, and under each category it tells you how many patterns have that in their pattern category. For example, I'm just going to show you lace. I have 18 patterns. They're all have at least lace in there with others. Like this one here, this is a skirt. This skirt here, it's a simplicity pattern. And at the bottom it says lace simplicity skirts. So it has 3 categories. Now I've never made this one, so I'm not going to add made to this pattern. But I wrote a list of some I've made. There's a Butterick 6763, so I can go right to patterns. I could go into here and scroll, you know, if I want, which I will right now because it's right here. And okay, so at the bottom are the categories. And for this one, I have Butterick tops, and I want to add made to that. So I go at the very top menu and hit edit, okay, and then I scroll down to the categories at the bottom. Again, right here, it's Butterick and tops, so I'm going to click on categories, and it has Butterick and top. Whatever's checked on this list is going to show up as a category on your pattern. So I'm going to scroll down, keep going, and there's made that I just created, made. I'm going to select it, and then at the top you always hit a check mark to accept any edits. Hit that check mark and then hit it again. So this pattern has categories Butterick, made, and tops. So if I go into any of those 3, you will see this pattern in that category. So let's look again. We're going to go out. We're going to go back to categories. I'm going to go to made, and right now made says there's 1 pattern in there, which of course is the Butterick pattern that I just did. So it's that simple. I love it. I have another pattern on my list, and I'm going to add McCall's 8142. So you need to go to the patterns view at the bottom here. You click on patterns to get to all the patterns to search for them. And then at the top with the search, I could put M8142. I could just put 8142. Do whatever you want. There's the pattern. That is a pattern I made. There's a lovely picture of Tom and I when I'm wearing the dress. I'm going to show you how to enter all that too, because there's the pattern, and you can enter the back of the envelope if you upload it to your phone. This is not scrolling with this thing here. There's my picture, and then there's the back of the envelope, so you can enter that too. But getting back to the categories again, at the bottom, categories are very important for you to find things. There's dresses and McCalls right now, and I want to add made. So again, you go to the top, the 3 dots is your edit menu. You hit edit, and I'm going to go scroll down to categories again at the bottom. There's the categories, dresses and McCalls. If you click on that, there's dresses, McCalls. I'm looking for made. There's McCalls. There's made. Click on it. Then at the top, hit that check mark to take the change. Then check mark again to hit the change on the pattern. So now dresses, made, and McCalls are all selected for this pattern. And if I want to go back to categories again, and I want to go to that made categories, you should see 2 in there, which you do. Right there, made. There's 2 patterns. Open that, and there they are, the Butterick and the McCalls. So this system is wonderful because you set it up the way you want, what categories you want, and you assign the categories to the patterns, and then you can find them. No wasting time. So I have set up all these categories. I did all the, pattern companies' names. I did designers, if I want to find something by a designer, like by Mimi G or anybody else, and I just set it up that way. So I can go into any of these views. For example, new look. Look at that one. It says 29 patterns. So I put in 29 patterns so far that are new look patterns right now. And it's really nice. It's really easy. So now I'm going to show you how to enter a pattern step by step. So as you can see at the top, there are 49 categories so far that I have. And I've just found images on the internet and I uploaded them to this. I even have vintage categories. I did 40s vintage, 50s vintage, made in the 60s, made in the 70s, 90s style, and then Vogue. So it's alphabetized, and the patterns are numeric order too. So I just, I had a good time. I actually enjoyed this. And any system you get, there's going to be initial work. To me, it was pretty simple. It's just a lot of clicking. There's not a lot of typing involved. So let me show you how to enter a pattern from the beginning. So the pattern I want to enter is this New Look pattern. It's 6656, and I'm already looking at it and saying, what categories am I going to use for this? It looks like a top. It's a blouse. So I can do tops, blouse, whatever categories you decide you're going to pick, that's what you're going to put in. Now I didn't make this, so I'm not going to put made as a selection. And there's the back envelope. So you could either photograph it from your app here. You could take a photo of this envelope, or you can upload it from the Simplicity site if it exists. Now, those images don't always exist, so I have to take a photo of the back. And I haven't done this exercise on all my patterns yet, but I'm going to show you what I do from the Simplicity website. I want to find the image of New Look 6656, the front envelope and the back of the envelope. So I go to Google and I'm going to type 6656, and there is the Simplicity website, which generally will pop up, not all the time. So you might have to take photos of your pattern if you can't get them on the web. And then I open that and it should bring up, it's kind of slow, but there's the image, there's that one. I don't know. You decide what you wanted. What images you want. I just want to see if the back of the envelope's there, and that's what I want. I want the back of the envelope and the front. So what you do is you just press on it with your finger. Here I have the stylus, and then I'm going to choose download image right here. Download it. It's downloading at the top, and it says open. So I'm going to open it, and there it is, ready for me to grab it when I enter it into the app. And then I arrow over because I want the front of the envelope. Let's see, the front here. You could put all those images if you want, but I don't want all that. I don't need it. I want to minimize stuff. So I'm going to click on that. There is the download image on the menu. Click on that again. Oh, I already have it downloaded? Yeah, download again. Just for, I thought I didn't, but anyways, open, and it's there. So now I have both images when I go to enter the pattern. So now I'm going to go to the app again on my phone right here, open the app, and it defaults to categories. I don't want categories. I want to go to patterns. So at the bottom I choose patterns. I'm going to the top and add a pattern right here. Hit add. If you could see that, I hope. All right. So here's all the fields you're going to pick. Now I'm looking at the envelope, and I have the image, I have the number, I have the sizes, I have a lot of information. I have notions. I can pick anything I want to put in this database. It's up to you. But generally, I'm going to pick an attachment here, which is I'm going to go into photos. Now you could go off the camera if you took a photo, a media picker, there's other areas where other apps that you have images in, or photos. I'm going to pick photos, and at the top is what I have here. Those are the images I downloaded lately. I'm going to do the New Look envelope right here, and here you could crop it, move stuff around, play with it. It doesn't really matter, but I'm just going to do that. So that looks good to me. The whole image, when you click on it, it's going to come up anyways. And then you click check, so it'll add the pattern envelope, the front of it. So then I go back to the photo icon. I want to add the back of the envelope. So at the bottom, I'm going to do photos again because that's where I saved it. So there's the top there. There's the photos. Click on that, and there is the back of the envelope for the pattern right there. Crop that a little. Just, you know, you could do what you want. I just don't like, there you go. So I have that cropped in there. I'm going to hit the check mark at the top to save it. And now we have the front of the envelope and the back of the envelope. And I'm not done yet. I have all these other fields that I want to talk about. You decide what you want to put there. For model, I put in the pattern name, the number I mean. So for this new look, it's N6656. Source, I don't know. I picked new look. I'm using the word source to be the pattern company that it came from. That makes sense to me. You could do what you want. So I'm going to put in new look for that. I'm going to put it in all caps because all the pattern companies I do, so they stand out and I can see them quickly. Skill level, you decide. To me, I'll give it a 2. I don't know what, it doesn't really matter. It's up to you. Size, I always put that in there if I can. And now according to this envelope, the size listed is, looks like 10 to 22. So I'm going to type 10 and to 22, just so I have it. Notions, I can list notions if I want. It's up to you. You don't have to because you have the back of the envelope, but if you want a quick glance, you know, for each view there's going to be different notions. I don't go by view. I just put in, okay, it says a button here, an invisible zipper. So there's 2 sizes, 7-inch invisible, 22-inch. You decide, hook and eye. I'm just going to put in button zippers. That's all. Button and zipper. You know, doesn't matter. You decide. Rating, I don't know. I don't even do that. Notes, you want to put in some special notes. I'm going to put in open back because that was an interesting view. There's a view with an open back on the envelope. If you look at the line drawings, there it is. It has a little opening there. And you can put whatever. I usually put easy or, you know, average. And then here's the categories. This is where you want to be careful. So I'm getting the categories. I'm going to click on that. All the categories that I have are going to be listed. And this is a new look top and a blouse, if you want to call it. So I'll put it under blouses. I'm going to put it under, let's see, new look. And then I'm going to put it under, let's see, tops. Why not? And then I'm going to hit the check box at the top here. And there you go. It's all in there. Everything I want. I could add a photo once I make it, and then I can choose made as a category. And then there's an area for fabrics. I haven't used that. It's going to be a lot. I don't want to get into that, but you can add fabrics, what kind of fabric this takes. Like I said, you can do as much or as little as you want to make it work for you, but I'm skipping fabrics. I got the back of the envelope if I can. And then you just hit the little check box, and there it is. It's going to show up under new look. It's going to be in order here by pattern company and by number. So if I go to categories and I go to new look, it'll be in there, 6656. Where is it? You could type it in there too. There it is, 6656. There's your pattern. So I love this. Now, after I enter a pattern into the phone app, immediately I put it in my cabinet so I know that it's done. So let me show you the cabinet I got for Christmas. Now there's various sizes, and you could get a small one, a bigger one, a medium one, grow into it. You could, you know, I'm just going to show you the one I got, and I love it. This is my cabinet. It's a 3-drawer. It's 35.5 inches wide and 40 inches high. And it came in 2 drawers, 3 drawers, 4 drawers. I just thought 3 was a good medium place to start. Can expand in that. I'm going to show you my drawers inside, and I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with this pattern that I just added to my app. This is my beautiful cabinet. I chose white. You could get black in some of these, and it just reminds me of Joann's, except nicer. And what I do is buy pattern company in numeric order. I have all my patterns, and that's going to be easy. So all these ones that you're seeing here are already entered onto my phone app. And for example, now I have this New Look pattern, which is the second drawer. There's New Look right here, and there's McCall's and Butterick. I mean, things are going to change, but these are already in my phone app in order numerically, so they're easy to find. So now that I have this New Look pattern here, I'm going to put it in one of these wonderful 7x9 Ziplock plastic sleeve here. I like to do that to preserve my patterns because here in Florida it's pretty humid, and you know, it's a good thing to do. Also, you want to note here is these dividers. Now this unit did not come with dividers, so I ordered these. These are acrylic dividers. I measured them out, and Tom installed the whole thing. Actually, Tom put this whole thing together for me. There's no way I could do it. And then these acrylic dividers have an adhesive at the bottom, and you just peel and stick, and they're pretty stable, and I think they work out great. So these are all my Buttericks in order. You know, I'm going to be moving stuff around, I'm sure. Then the third bottom, there's a lot of room here. There's Vogue and Quick Sew. So that's what I do. I really, really love this system. And I'm going to put a link below for these Ziplock 7x9 plastic bags. And I put the pattern in there, and then I put it in the drawer. And that's the whole system. So easy. I'm so excited about it for 2024, and I have more patterns to put in here, and it's going to be great. And then I have patterns that are above my sewing machine in those Simplicity vintage boxes. Those, I'm probably going to keep some in there just because it's pretty, and I'll put in my current patterns. One thing I forgot to mention is I ordered casters, and Tom installed those on this, so you can wheel this thing around. Otherwise, you know, where you put it, it's going to stay there. So it's good to have these casters on. It doesn't come with the cabinet. They're separate, and I'll put that in the link below too. And when I say current patterns, I'm going to put in ones I'm working on in here. These ones are not staying here. These ones are going in the drawer after I enter them in my phone app, but I'm just going to keep ones in here that I'm working on or favorites. I'll figure it out, but I definitely want to keep these boxes. They're so pretty. So that's my system. I hope it was helpful. I hope it's something you want to consider using. I'm excited about it. I think it's very low cost to get into, $4.99 for the app. And now the cabinets, I'll put links in my description. They vary, depends on how many drawers. The one I got was like $189 for that 3-drawer one. The exact one there is not available, but another company sells it, and I'll put the links there. So that's the system. If you have any questions, please leave a comment. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you were so inspired.